This is the 050 road grade crossing located on the BNSF Mendota Sub, west of Mendota, Illinois. Here we have two newer gated signals, each with LED lights and one E-bell. This is now looking south. We can look here at the northern signal. Got 12 by 24 inch Dialight Ball LEDs and US&S frames. Here's the dot tag. Dot number is 079648B. Side view lights with a US&S bracket. US&S Model 95 gate mechanism, one of the later ones. And this has a single-sided US&S base. Back view of the lights. Okay, here is the older striping with 4-inch RECO LEDs. Again, it's getting harder to find the older striping on this line. And the best feature about this crossing is the high-pitched Safetran Type 3 bell up top. This is the only non-GS bell remaining on the main line of the Mendota Sub, not counting the bells at Faxon Road in Plano and that spur crossing in Watauga. The only non-GS bell on the main line. And there's a back view of the northern signal. Grade here is all concrete. There's a relay bungalow in the southeast quadrant. Track view facing west towards Princeton, Kewanee, Galva, and Galesburg. And track view facing east into Mendota and towards Earlville, Naperville, and Chicago. So these signals were installed probably in the late 2000s. Typical US&S signals, with the exception of the Safetran Type 3 E-bell. Well, the BNSF did use them for a short time in the mid to late 2000s. Wish they would have used them a little bit longer. It would have been nice to see a little more variety being used. It's funny that in the short time the BNSF used Safetran Type 3s, they managed to have a better mixture of high pitch and low pitch than CN and NS. Even though NS, that was their primary bell for a long time, and CN, that's still their primary bell. Very funny to see. One thing I've noticed is that the high-pitched Type 3s seem to have been used on crossings that had no signals before, and the low-pitched Type 3s were used on crossings that had signals before, like the ones up in Rochelle. I don't know if that's the case or not, if that's what they were intending to do, but this is a little observation I've noticed with the Type 3s around here. But anyways, here's an overview now looking north. We'll get a look here at the southern signal. Got more 12 by 24 inch Dialight Ball LEDs and US&S frames. There's the dot tag again. Got another single-sided US&S base and a US&S Model 95 gate mechanism. This is actually the gate mechanism that was not working right when I filmed this crossing back in 2017. It's one of my most popular videos on YouTube. The gate was basically smacking the ground pretty hard, actually. Shook the entire signal. It was funny to see. It was actually the second time I'd seen that in just a little over a month. The other one being out in Oneida, Illinois. Very weird to see. This also has a US&S bracket. Back view of the lights. And this gate also has the older striping with 4-inch RECO LEDs. Surprised they didn't have to replace the gate after it smacked the ground so many times, I imagine. I don't know if you can really tell any damage up there or not. I don't see any. Kind of surprising. Yeah, I got newer wayside signals down there. I actually noticed a little south of Mendota along 251, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, there's a whole bunch of old concrete bungalows. And I believe they came from the old signal bridges that used to be along this line. BNSF replaced most of them in the early 2010s. And I guess someone just happened to acquire a bunch of them. Not sure what they're using them for, but very interesting to see. I don't think they were crossing bungalows because there are way too many of them, and I don't think they used that many concrete bungalows in this area for crossings. So I'm pretty sure they were for the wayside signals. So here's a back view of the southern signal. So this has been the 050 road grade crossing. One last look at the Type 3.